All right, Miles, let's talk LSU football here for a little bit. This is the team obviously trying to build off of last season's success. So it looked like they're building a lot of momentum. They had a really nice offseason so far. They look to be hot and ready for 2023. This program looks really good for the short term. But we've got a great update, another big move for LSU for the long term that just shows how sustainable the success under Coach Kelly will be.
Yeah, Nick, LSU has been looking very, very good lately. This story you have today, I think LSU fans will be very excited about this move. But Nick, LSU has been good at a lot of things for a long time, and the one thing they are known for is being DBU. But I want to get a little bit more specific today. I want to ask LSU fans in the comments below, who's your favorite LSU safety of all time? A lot of great answers in here, so let us know in the comments below. Who's your favorite LSU safety of all time? But Nick, nonetheless, let's get on into it. What is the latest of big moves for the Tigers?
So right now, for those of you who aren't aware, this is sort of official visit season where a lot of these big recruits are taking their official visits to these programs. And this is where over the past month or so, we're seeing recruits go to places where they really potentially would want to go to school, and they go there and meet with the team, they meet the facilities, they do all that kind of stuff, and they decide they want to go there, or they decide another school is the best option. So this is the real month, the month of June for the 2024 recruiting class, mind you, where teams can really put their best foot forward, and you're going to start to see the teams that have the best programs really stand out. And LSU is making a strong impact based on this latest commitment. This is from Hayes Fawcett over at On3 Sports. Again, great news guy over. Follow Hayes Fawcett if you get a chance. Really good follow in terms of breaking news when it comes to the college football recruiting world. But according to Fawcett, four-star safety Joel Rogers has committed to LSU. The 6-foot-tall, 185-pound safety from St. Francisville, Louisiana, chose the Tigers over Alabama, Texas A&M, and others. He joins LSU's top 10 class in the 2024 team rankings. All right, Mike. So Rogers, I think, is a really top flight prospect, and I think he'll go into a little bit more specifics why some of his strengths and weaknesses. But I want to focus on two things. The first thing is, like I alluded to, this is official visit season. The fact that LSU is getting solid commitments from top flight recruits, from guys like Rogers, who are got offers, got a lot of interest from the A&Ms, from the Alabamas, direct competitors, of course, to LSU in the SEC West, is a great sign that LSU is distinguishing themselves. We see right now, this time of the year, what programs, when they get compared against other programs, really stand out and really distinguish themselves. So getting a commitment in June is always a great sign that the overall program and the recruiting department and the head coach and all those factors are doing a great job when compared to other competitive programs. So from that perspective, this is good news from LSU. But taking a sort of high level approach, I don't think a lot of people realize how good LSU has been recruiting over the past couple of years. And if you focus to 2024, Mice, according to 24/7 Sports, they have the second best recruiting class in the entire SEC. Georgia's number one, LSU is six. All the other programs in front of them: Michigan, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oregon. You have to go to all the way down this list of 15 and 16, Tennessee, South Carolina, followed by Alabama and Arkansas, before you find another SEC team that's even close to what LSU is doing the 2024 class. That shows to me that Kelly is really doing a fantastic job focusing on the long-term health of LSU. He's trying to make sure LSU is not just focused on having a great 2023. He's looking to build a long-term program, which makes sense. You don't make the move from Notre Dame to LSU to try and have one or two good seasons. He's trying to build a successful long-term program, get it back to the point where they're competing directly toe-to-toe, beating Alabama consistently, hopefully beating Georgia soon consistently as well, going back to national title games, making their way back to the college football playoff. I really love what Coach Kelly is doing in the recruiting game for LSU. I think it's going to continue, and I think this commitment is further proof of that. But Miles, I'll throw it over to you now. What do you think of this commitment and everything it means for LSU?
Yeah, Nick. And I love how you bring about official visit season. And, this is the time because, Nick, I truly think this official visit season is going to start a run of commitments to LSU, specifically beyond the team, beyond the coach, Nick. Because when these kids walk into this LSU facility, it is second to none. It is one of the top facilities through and through in all of the country. Their locker room's incredible. Their weight room is incredible. Everything about this team is incredible. You can go look at the Sports Dissected channel on YouTube, and they do a full in-depth tour of every single facility pretty much that LSU has, because LSU is one of the teams that is excited to show it off because it is that special, Nick. If I was a kid and I went to LSU, I would want to go there just to be able to be a part of that facility. But nonetheless, I think that Rogers found that to be the case here, and he, obviously being a local Louisiana boy as well, probably wanted to go play for the Tigers. So he commits there, and this guy is a special athlete, Nick. We always like to talk about dual sport athletes. We had a really interesting one a few days ago, a guy that played lacrosse But this guy kind of transcends that. He's a quad sport athlete. He's playing football, baseball, basketball, and track and field. Has a great long jump, 22 feet 7 inches, got a great 400, 22 seconds. So I think this guy is really, really quite a special player. I think he's going to add a lot of athleticism to this LSU secondary. And it reminds me of a guy who can just come in and instantly, sometimes it takes a guy a little bit of time to make that transition to the college level from high school and et cetera, from college to the NFL. This is a guy who I think is so athletic, Nick. He's going to come in and he's not going to look out of place as far as his skill or speed or any of those type of things. Maybe the only thing he has to learn is playbook, stuff like that. But I think this guy can come in and be just as big and athletic as every other player on this field.
And Miles, there's one point I want to end on here. You kind of alluded to it. The fact that you and I, and frankly, anybody can go online, go on our phones, go on whatever app and see what LSU is essentially showing off on their official visits, or frankly, unofficial visits as well. Let's not forget, in this era with Instagram and Twitter and all that, even recruits who may not be taking official visits to LSU, they're seeing what other recruits see, because these other recruits, believe me, these guys follow each other on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, all that stuff. They see the same thing we see on the internet. They see LSU's facilities from other people's eyes as well. So at this point, we're in a weird world where you don't even have to go on an official visit necessarily. Just see what someone else's official visit looks like, and you can be like, that's it. That's where I want to go. That's where I want to be. Decision made. Don't even have to think anymore. That's the power of building strong facilities and really focusing on the visits department. Coach Kelly took a lot of lumps last season for some funny videos when he, did some funny stuff with recruits. But what he has done in that regard, making LSU look kind of a cool and desirable place from a visit perspective, is paying huge dividends for this program.